Well, I'm back. Mac Denny is back. How do I look, guys? I shed a few pounds. Had to do it. I was starting to get a little bit too heavy. It's from eating all this great food. Everything in moderation. Okay, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be preparing a 10-pound bone-in pork butt for the smoker. And it's going to go into the smoker tomorrow. But we got to marinate it for a day. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to prepare the rub for y'all. You can write it down and take note of it and use it at your will. I don't have any proprietary claim to it whatsoever. And what we're going to use is we're going to use a variety of spices. They're all available in just about any kitchen here in the great old US of A. We're using some really simple ingredients. I've got smoked paprika, chili powder, cumin. You think we're making some chili, don't you? But it's going to be a rub. Garlic powder, thyme, onion powder, dry mustard, and we're going to use wet mustard as well. We'll get to that. Oregano, my favorite spice in the whole wide world, chipotle, and a little bit of ginger, and some good old light brown sugar. Okay, let's get going. We have got 2 tablespoons measuring device here. We're going to start out with the brown sugar, and we're going to use 4 tablespoons of the brown sugar. So there's 2 and 4. Alright, now we're going to drop down a little bit to 1 tablespoon. And on the 1 tablespoon it's going to be smoked paprika. I love this smoked paprika. Oh, the smell, it drives me crazy. 1 tablespoon of that. I haven't had any coffee today. Cutting back on that too. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Okay. And that's all for the tablespoon. Now we're going to drop down to the teaspoon. And we're going to go 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. One teaspoon of cumin. Little cumin goes a long way. Good stuff too. Oh, love the smell of that. Nothing says chili like cumin. Taco seasoning, fajita seasoning, they all use cumin. 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Same kind you would put on your pizza if you do that. Notice I put the used spices behind me. Just try not to get things mixed up. 1 teaspoon of chipotle. This stuff is powerful. 1 teaspoon is a lot. You might want to, if you don't like things to be on the hot side, you might want to go just a half a teaspoon on that. It's totally up to your discretion. 1 teaspoon of ginger. Love ginger. And this, you can use fresh if you'd like. I'm not going to mess with it. This is ground ginger. It's a McCormick brand. Very, very fine powder. You can even go 2 teaspoons of this if you'd like. Just depends if you're into ginger or not. This recipe is totally adjustable to your own taste by adding and subtracting the different one. Oregano. Crushed oregano leaves. Oh, love the smell of oregano too. Hopefully in my lifetime, they'll come up with a smell-o-vision camera. Okay, now we're going to get into this, we're going to go down to a half a teaspoon, and this is ground thyme. teaspoon, so it'll be 2/2 of the ground mustard. And finally, onion powder, and we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of this, so 2/2. Okay. So, what we want to do now is just grab a fork. Make sure that these are mixed up real well. The pork butt that I'm doing today is about 9.5 pounds. We just picked up a couple of them last night. Got a real good price on it, $1.50 a pound. That's about as cheap as you're going to find it anywhere. Okay, now mix this all up real good. I've got my pork butt right behind me here. I rinsed it already, and you know, it's important to rinse them. They come packed in a lot of juice that contains blood and different things like that from the pig. You know, it's just a good idea to rinse that off with some nice cold water and give yourself a cleaner surface to work with when it comes time for rubbing and whatnot. Okay, so we get this all mixed together real good. Now, let's bring in the star of the show. That's this beautiful bone-in pork butt right here. Just under 10 pounds. I'm just going to take some paper towel. And I'm just going to make sure that the surface of it is nice and dry. It's always have this little flap on here. You want to lift that up, dry it. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfectly dry, but you just don't want it dripping wet. Now, the fat cap on here, which is this side here, has already been trimmed pretty good. You never want to remove all of that. There's a lot of flavor in there. Okay, now, thank God we have some. Okay, I'm going to grab the mustard, just yellow mustard, French's mustard, whatever, it doesn't matter. And what we're going to do is we are going to coat this entire pork butt with mustard. You're not going to taste it in the finished product. All it's going to do, it's going to give the rub that we've just prepared a base to stick to. That's all we're doing there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just, yeah, Okay, live TV never fails. Let's go to plan B. Here we go. I'm pretty sure this will come out. Oh yeah. Now, again, this is just going to, the acid in the mustard will help in the process of breaking down the connective tissues and giving us a little bit tenderness in the final product. When we come out of the smoker, we want this thing just to literally fall apart in our hands. Okay, I'm going to bring in the bowl, and we're going to put it in the bowl. We got to get all sides of this completely covered with mustard. And I need some water here. Alright. So I got it turned over in here. We'll go ahead and squirt out some more. And we'll just go ahead and finish getting that flap again. Get it on all 4 sides. There we go. Okay. The pork butt is completely covered with yellow mustard. See that? That's all that we're doing there. Okay. Now, let me just rinse off my hands real quick, folks. This next thing we're going to do is we're we're going to go ahead and apply that rub that we have. Alrighty. And it's dry rub, so hands need to be dry to apply that. Okay. Just throw this away. Alright. Woo! Smell-o-vision would be good right about now. Probably going to end up smoking this for, it's going to sit with this rub on it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. So tomorrow morning when I get up, we'll go ahead and throw this thing into the smoker. Alright, so now just want to lightly put this rub all over here. And it is a rub, so that's what we do is rub. Keep on rubbing. Talk a little bit about my weight loss. That's really the main thing going on in my life right now. Last time you see me when I'm here, I was making chili. It's been quite a while ago. I had a couple pretty bad things happen medically in my life. I had to go into the hospital for back surgery. While I was in the recovery for my back surgery, I had a heart attack because I was off of my blood thinners in order to have the surgery. So, and that was the second heart attack that I had as just a small period of time, 12 months. And, you know, you have a couple of them and you don't really want to have another one. So, I got with my doctors and we got serious about my health. And I said, you know, I got to do something different. So, here I am now. I've dropped over 70 pounds so far. My goal is 100 pounds and then we'll go from there. So, I feel great. I'm working out every day on the treadmill, doing different types of aerobics and things like that, just keeping my cardio going, and I'm loving it, and you're seeing the results. So I can't enjoy all my cooking sometimes, but you know what, the sacrifice is worth it. So, okay. Put the lid on this baby. And she's going to go into the refrigerator for 24 hours. So tomorrow morning, we'll see you back here, and we'll go ahead and have the smoker prepared outside there. It's a beautiful day. Hopefully it's a beautiful day tomorrow. And we'll get this baby in the smoker and we'll enjoy some pulled pork. Alright, I'm back. It's not quite 24 hours, but we're calling for some rain tomorrow, so we're going to take this out with the help of my beautiful camera lady. And we're going to, she thinks I'm nuts. And we're going to put this on the smoker and let it run through the night. I got the smoker outside heating up right now, and we're going to go stick it in there and let it do its thing through the night. Am I in the frame? Mm-hmm. Okay, we got the smoker going at 225 degrees. It's warming up. You can see the steam coming out of it there. So we're going to go ahead and stick this in there. We're going to put the pork butt in there, and it's at room temperature. It's been sitting out for about an hour. And then we're just going to let it roll for a while. I'll probably come back out here in 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, and stick the internal probe in it at that time, and then check on the internal temperature. When we get to an internal temperature at 200 degrees for about 12 hours, then we'll pull it out and have some delicious pulled pork. We're doing it through the night instead of during the day because we're calling for rain tomorrow. We're going to put this in here with the fat cap up. That's all she wrote. See you in 12 hours. Well, good morning. The pork butt has been in here overnight, and we did this overnight instead of today because they're calling for rain later today. So, it's been in here since about 9:30 last night. And it's about 7 o'clock in the morning now, so just shy of 10 hours. And I've got a probe, a digital probe that's going into the middle of the meat away from the bone. And right now we're at 188 degrees. We're looking for about 200, 205, somewhere in there. So we've got some more time to go yet, a couple more hours. So I'm not going to open the smoker. I haven't opened it since I put the pork butt in last night. Master Built has this beautiful window on here. So this is, you know, I've opened it and compromised all that heat. So we got a couple more hours to go. So we'll come back and check on it in a little bit. But I can see it through the window. It looks delicious. It could be a good breakfast. Well, good morning. It is, yeah, I'm still in the same clothes. You noticed too, huh? I'm going to be taking a shower here in a little while. I got to get to the gym, get my workout in today too. Anyhow, we've been talking about this pork butt that I'm smoking, and it's now 9 a.m., just a little bit past 9 a.m., so it's been 11 and a half hours that it's been in the smoker. I've applied the wood chips 3 times. Once early on and 2 later this morning, so 3 times total. And when I first checked on it this morning at 6 a.m., the temperature was at about 187 degrees. So I turned up the temperature of the smoker just 5 degrees from 225 to 230, and went back and checked on it again in an hour, and it had risen to 193. And of course that was 8 o'clock, and now at 9 o'clock it is at 200 degrees, which is just about the temperature that we want. So I've got my heavy duty aluminum foil laid out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside in about 20 minutes. It'll be a full 12 hours, and I'm going to retrieve the pork butt out of the smoker and bring it in and wrap it up in the aluminum foil, and then place it into a bowl here and put the lid on it. And I'll probably wrap some towels around it and whatnot either as well, just to keep it warm. And what we're going to do is we're going to let it, just like you would on a steak or anything else, when you pull it off the temperature, you want to let it sit and let it rest. And we're going to do that. We're going to let it rest for about an hour to an hour and a half. I'm going to go to the gym and get a workout, and I'm going to get a shower. And then after that, we'll bring the pork butt back out, and we'll see if it's ready to be pulled apart and sampled. I can't wait. Thanks for being with me, and I'll see you again when we get ready to pull the pork butt out to pull it. Well, good morning again. Okay, it's been resting for an hour and 15 minutes. I went and took care of some other business that I had to do, and what we've got here is a 10-pound pork butt. It is beautiful. The bone is still in it, and the bone will, if you look here, the bone is going to just literally lift right out of there. It's pink inside. I love it. It's moist, and oh, this is the bone. The meat just falls right off the bone. And basically, all that's left to do now is just take 2 forks and just tear it apart like this, and it just falls apart, little pieces. Awesome. So let's review. We started with a 9.5, almost 10-pound pork butt. Cover it with mustard. Work in a rub that I will post on the site for any of you that want to go ahead and make your own rub. It's delicious. It's brown sugar based, chili powder, cumin, ginger, smoked paprika, thyme. Just really simple ingredients that everybody should have anywhere in their pantry. And you rub that in there, and I was going to marinate it for 24 hours and put it in the smoker this morning, but we're calling for rain today, and I would rather not leave my smoker out in the rain, so I did it through the night. And you know, it worked out great because I just threw it in the smoker last night, gave it a good supply of chips when it started. And mentioning chips, I used a mixture of pecan and applewood, and or apple, and I just think that those two together just form a very unique. When you walk outside, you can smell it in the air, and it smells delicious. So we smoked it for exactly 12 hours. Once it came up to 200, actually it was 201 degrees, we took it out of the smoker, wrapped it in heavy-duty aluminum foil twice, once one way and once the other way. Put it in a airtight bowl, let it rest for a little over an hour, and here we are now. Easy peasy, perfect smoked pork butt. Now you can go ahead and add your own barbecue sauce, whatever flavor you like, open pit, whatever, Baby Ray's, you know, they're all good in their own right. So whatever is your favorite, go ahead and add it to your sandwich as you're making it. That's it. Thank you.